Welcome everyone to the SERL Domino's Pizza Truck Series Season 2 Race 8 at Riki Raceway, where we have 37 trucks ready to take on this very challenging and just different super speedway than any other super speedway this series has ever gone onto. And the reason why I say that is for a couple reasons. The length of this track is 2.25 miles, but the turns are banked a little bit more higher than like Daytona or Talladega. 36 degrees. The tri oval is banked at 18 degrees. The front stretch is 16 degrees. The back stretch is 10 degrees. But I think what makes this track interesting, for two more reasons, is that I think it is one of, if not the thinnest super speedway we go to. And by thin, I think mainly I'm talking about the distance from the outside wall to the inside wall. With the exception of the tri oval, when you really look at it, it really is thin. So, and for some reason, that kind of reminds me of like Bristol. So I think that like once like a wreck starts, it's gonna be pretty much almost impossible to even avoid the wreck, maybe. But also, the type of racing we get from here is interesting. I like to call it like snake pack racing, and and the and the reason why I say that is because in the test races, some of the pack racing that we got to, literally from the first car on the inside lane to the 18th car on the inside lane, it's all nose to tail, and they could keep it like this for I think maybe even a couple to several green flag laps, depending on how long our green flag runs are today. I think we could see a lot of cautions, maybe even like 4 to 5 cautions, maybe, because this is the first ever race. It's really hard to get a good grip on this racetrack. But anyway, when I think back to last week in Nashville, that race was the second race in a row that was won by a driver that had already won, and that winner was Lonnie Mills Jr. He beated Johnny Worth in the 84 by 2/1000ths of a second. By far the closest finish ever in the SERL, and to beat that is going to be almost impossible. So that might be a record that may never ever be broken again. But but other than Imos Jr., it was a good day for a couple of other drivers with points, like Luke Walker. He has now extended his points lead to now. He extended his points lead over Garrett Sinor to now more than a full race if you're not counting the bonus points. A 38-point lead over Garrett Sinor. Lion Mills Jr. is now third in points. Matt Hotchkiss 4 points. Connor Breen in the 07 is fifth in points. So depending on how Luke Walker runs today, I think it will either uh, tighten up the field or Luke Walker will just continue to gain. It really just depends. I don't think that I think that it's too early to just be like, let's give the crown to Luke Walker in the number 10. But anyway, now for the first time at Riki Raceway, let's get the trucks rolling off. Anyway, and as the drivers now go onto this very, I would say, interesting like axis rotor here, which is banked like heavily. Here is the starting lineup. So Bobby Una and Kenny Hamlin, two drivers that have not had like that great of a season at all. In fact, I would say that both these drivers have had a pretty miserable season. Are on the front row. LJ Mills, who in the last couple weeks has really been improving a lot. He's third. Johnny Worth, who almost won last week, fourth. Mason Jefferson, Bill Crafton, Riley Smith, Jacob Reed, Eric Almar, Daniel Voiles, round off the top 10. And here is everyone else. The points for Luke Walker starts in 36, but that might actually help him because sometimes when you're in the back, you can avoid wrecks. But I feel like that I said that there could be like maybe like 4 to 5 cautions, and it might be hard to really get like a green flag run in. But the thing is, I don't really know that for sure. And right here is a perfect example of how thin this racetrack is. Right here, so I think in an area like this, it'll be pretty much almost impossible to avoid incidents. But let's just see. As the pace car comes down the pit road, not pace car, pace truck, Bobby Unit, Kenny Hamlin, as they go on the long run straightaway, and hopefully I won't have frame rate issues or any more weird sound issues. Here we go. The green flag is now out for the first time ever at Riki. Bobby Unit, he got a great start, so that's gonna help get clear Kenny Hamlin. But by the time we get down into turns 1 and 2. So here's what I'm talking about. This is like the same pack racing that I said that we have right here. Because the thing is, look at how like close everyone is, nose to tail, several rows deep. But Kenny Hamlin here, it actually now looks like that with the help of Bobby Una, not Bobby Una, Johnny Worf. Now Johnny Worf is now going to take the leeway from Kenny Hamlin. Wow, that was very interesting. I did not see that as possible here on the trial. Whoa, my goodness! LJ Mills, Mason Jefferson, Riley Smith. Oh my goodness, they're all back there. That was pretty close. And I think we'll get to the first lap. Did we get to the first lap? We got to the first lap. Wow, my goodness, I didn't expect that because in all of the test races, a lap 1 caution always occurred. But anyway, now Johnny Worf is not going to take the lead away here, so he went from 4th to 1st in the first lap. And now we have a crash behind them. They've crashed behind them now. Oh my god, Dean Orton, Garrett Sinor, Matt Hotchkiss, Dale Scott, Rowan Kedgehog, Lonnie Mills Jr., last winner, Ben Braley, Jim Kelly, Justin Talampas, Blaine Keys. I think Luke Walker might have gone through that. Where is he? Oh, there's Luke Walker. Okay, I think Luke Walker might have some slight damage. This part, this crash looked like it happened in the middle of the field, as Johnny Worf now leads him back to the line. Yeah, so, wow, a crash kind of came out of nowhere. Let's take a look and see what happened. I would also like to imply that I think, especially in the turns, this track is a self-cleaning racetrack just because the turns are banked at so high. But also, this track also has a high potential of flips because while the turns are banked at 36 degrees, the apron almost has no banking. So with that kind of transition, it's pretty much flips are kind of inevitable sometimes, and we definitely saw a couple of those. But anyway, the way this started was when Hayden Jefferson and Jimmy Johns hooked together, then they went back down across the racetrack here. Cliff Lymels Jr., Cameron Gallatin went on his lid, so Jim Kelly get collected. I think Jacob Reed or Kendall Zemel, whoever that was, did a nice job to avoid here. But anyway, from there on, everyone else just gets collected. And honestly, it kind of surprised me that more drivers did not get involved in that. But anyway, now let's get a different look at it. Let's do a flyby replay from the inside turn 2 wall. From the backside of Charles Belding's car. Clef Crafton was one of the few drivers that pretty much almost came to a stop to avoid this. Everyone on this list except Rowan Kedgehog and number 14 is out of the race, I think, for the most part. And some of you might be wondering, like, where is Jacob Reed in the 15? He was third when they came to the caution. Well, apparently he had some kind of mechanical failure and actually had to be towed away. So it looks like his day, or definitely his chances of winning, are pretty much over. But anyway, after that early caution, I think similar to Blaine Keys at NASCAR, I'm surprised that Garrett Sinor is actually still in this race after being upside down. And we'll just see how these slower cars that are a lap or two down are going to affect the pack. It could maybe lead to more crashes. We'll just have to find out. Anyway, Johnny Worf will lead us back to the green flag if the pace truck now goes down the road. And now we go onto the 18-degree bank tri-oval to get the green flag for the second time today. Johnny Worf comes into this race 10th in points, so if he can definitely finish around this area, it will definitely be a great day for him. Kenny Hamlin in the 94, just, I think like his chances of winning a championship, I would say, are realistically, or I think he's possibly dead last in points maybe. So a good day for him is definitely something that I think he would like to see. Just for something good to happen. He's qualified. I think he's qualified. I think he's had some good qualifying days, but ended up getting caught in something. But anyway, these lap cars here, they're really holding on to the pack right here, as Johnny Worf and Kenny Hamlin have now separated themselves from the pack, and we're just gonna keep our eye on here. Garrett Sinor, well, Mason Jefferson, that was close. anyways, it looks like Kenny Hamlin. It looks like that he will become our second different leader of the day. Yeah, it looks like the Garrett Silver is going to get turned in a second here. And right behind them, we have a 3-wide situation here. Biff Crafton, Charles Belling, Riley Smith. I don't feel good about this. But anyway, it actually looks like now this pecker here has now caught the 2 leaders now. I think if Garrett Silver can get past Kenny Hamlin, I think he will get his lap back. But now he has drafting help from Eric Almerhart. But let's see if Eric Almerhart will decide to go with him. I think on the backstretch, similar to Seattle, if you're on the outside on the backstretch, you can really get a lot of momentum entering the corner. But once we're in the corner and on the inside, you lose a lot of momentum. Whoa! Someone spun it back there. Who was that? Bobby Una. Oh no, the pole center here. Anyone else? Ooh, Matt Hodges as well, it looks like. But anyway, back up to the front. Oh no. Charles Belling, Garrett Snar. No, it looks like things have calmed down just a little bit. But I probably should not be saying that. I think Iraq is still in the But Kenny Hamlin looking for his first career win this season. He won last season at Nashville, so it's been just over a season since his last career win. But anyway, it looks like now things have calmed down a little bit here. Let's take a look at some of the other drivers that are up high as well. And speaking of drivers that are going up to the front, how about Riley Smith here? Oh my goodness. Man, anyway, Riley Smith in the open 4. I think Riley Smith had a good finish. I don't know what track it was. I don't know if it was. It might have been like NASCAR or something like that. But Riley Smith, he has had like one good finish inside the top 5, I believe. But for the most part, it's just been a struggling season for him. But anyway, it looks like now he's going to the inside for second here, and maybe not for the lead. Okay, Johnny Warfield looks like he will get the lead back. Riley Smith, I think that it doesn't look like he's going to be in any trouble this time. For now. And our drivers that are also having good days here are the 54 Bill Crafton. He is 25 points, so he really has not had that great season. And this day looks like it is going to be a good day for him. Right in front of him is Eric Almerhart in the 53. Eric Almerhart, I think Eric Almerhart has had his mix of good and bad finishes. He is pretty much mid-pack in the point standings, 19th. Here as we now go on board the spectator camera. And now all of a sudden, here we go for the lead. Riley Smith, Johnny Worth. Bill Crafton is pushing him. In the American Ethanol Series at Daytona, Riley Smith won that race at Daytona, kind of doing what he's doing right now, starting in like the middle of the field now to the lead. And now it looks like we're now going to have our leader of the day, Riley Smith in the number 4. Right behind him is Bill Crafton and Kenny Hamlin. And behind this picture here, we have Mason Jefferson, Daniel Boyles, and Kendall Minor. Mason Jefferson in the 98, he's had, I think, like Eric Almerhart, I think he's had mixed, like, I think he's had both up and down days, but this day would definitely be a good points day for him. He comes into this race 9th in points. Right behind him is Kendall Minor in the 20. I think so far one of his biggest highlights of the season was how he was not racing at Riki because he was dead last in points, and it seems like that ever since then. I think he has turned things around slightly, but for the most part, still I don't think where he would like to be. Daniel Boyles in the number 6, as well as gives it the lead to Kenny Hamlin now. Daniel Boyles in the number 6. He's for the most part had a pretty. I think his season is pretty much identical to Eric Almerhart, both ups and downs. Here, but anyway, now this packer here has pretty much separated themselves from the rest of the field. It's kind of like an 8-car pack, and then like LJ Mills and Leia Walker have now formed like a second packer here. But we've seen sometimes of how like a second pack could catch up here, but I don't know. I think it'll be one of those. Oh my gosh, right? Kenny Hamlin. Oh, okay, that was close. If that was a crash, I think that would have been a pretty deadly crash. But anyway, now Johnny Worth is now going to get the lead back here, as we now just have 6 more laps to go. Here comes Riley Smith in the 4, trying to get the lead back. I think this is one of Riley Smith's best, if not his best chance to win a race. So far this season overall in the SERL, no driver has, I think, been able to win in all 3 series. And realistically, I can't see Riley Smith maybe becoming the first driver of the season to do that. I don't remember if anyone did that last season where a driver won 3 races in the series. I might have to look that up. But anyway, now Kenny Hamlin here looks to get the lead back from here. So it looks like that we've had maybe like 4 to 5 different leaders today. And when we have had a lot of lead changes, it's pretty much going up the same drivers. And we still have like this like 8 car packer here. So it looks like that if we're gonna have a winner at this point, it's gonna be one of these 8 drivers. But anyway, as we go through the rest of this field, yeah, I would say not a huge crash, which I feel like really shows how that first crash really took out a lot of drivers. But this day has been a lot more calmer than what I expected it to be. Watch out right here. Actually, I think like Domino's in the here. Oh my goodness, here, Eric Almaher. Oh my goodness, here, the leaders record here. Oh my goodness, what? What happened? Kenny Hamlin leads back to the caution flag, but oh my goodness. Big Crafton, Kendall Minor, Eric Almaher, Ben Braley, Luke Walker, and number 10, the points leader. Oh my goodness, Garrett Sinner has damage. What? They were battling for the lead. Where's Eric Almaher? That was a battle for the lead right there, and I think Eric Almaher was the leader. Oh my goodness! I think we will have a restart, but I think it'll be with like 1 or 2 laps to go. Oh my goodness! For so many drivers, they were gonna have a really good day, but all of a sudden, very late in the race, as usual, it all goes downhill. I think pretty much in all forms of racing, the closer we get to the checkered flag, the more antsy these drivers will get, and more dangerous moves are made. And this dangerous move would take out a lot of good drivers in here. So Eric Almaher, who was the leader and was getting a huge shove from Big Crafton, but then all of a sudden Big Crafton decided to take the lead. But the thing is, he was still on the bumper. When you make a pass, if you make a pass in this scenario, you really have to do it on the front stretch, not in the corners. If you are going to do it in the corners, you really have to back off, and Big Crafton didn't do that right here. So they hooked together here, and thank goodness there's a safer barrier here. But as they go back across the racetrack here, Kendall Minor gets damaged. LJ Mills has nowhere to go. So Kendall Domel has nowhere to go. So does Aiden Saunders, Philip Goldberg, Garrett Sinner. There's Luke Walker. He gets ran from Ben Braley in the 40. And oh my goodness here. If we go on board a different cart right here, I think this is where I think that there were kind of like 2 parts to this wreck here. I think that it all started here when first Ian Saunders here hit the wall, but then right here, Garrett Sinner was coming in full head of steam right here, hits Ian Saunders. Luke Walker has nowhere to go, so does Ben Braley. So I think that's how that second crash pretty much started. But overall, just a very nasty crash late in the race that took out several good drivers. Well, not good drivers, but drivers that were going to have good finishes. It looked like Eric Almaher could have won this race, and I don't think he saw this coming. If you were in a position like Connor Breeden, your 2 choices were to either go high or low, and he decided to go high, and it worked off, or paid off. Luke Walker was one of those drivers who decided to go low, and that did not work off. And even though he's not going to lose the points lead, it's still going to be a major hit in the points. this could have just been the winning move of the race. Kenny Hamlin stays on the high side as Eric Almhart and Biff Crafton get together, and that gives the lead to Kenny Hamlin. There are only 16 drivers on the lead lap, and we will have a one-lap shootout. And as I said before, many of the drivers that were involved in this crash and are now out of the race, they were going to have some really good finishes. And a couple of those drivers were in a winning position. But now one of the drivers that is in a winning position is Kenny Hamlin in the 94. He's going to be followed by Riley in the 94. Both of these drivers have just had struggling seasons, and behind both of these drivers we have Johnny Warford in the 84. He came really close to winning at Nashville last week, and Mason Jefferson, whether he wins this race or not, it looks like he's going to have a really good points day. Leia Walker in the 19 has also had a pretty struggling season as well. But anyway, now as we get the green flag for the white flag, it is now up in the air at Riki right about now. White flag is out at Riki. Kenny Hamlin, Riley Smith, they pretty much pulled away from everyone else. But is Riley Smith, when is he going to make the move? He's making the move now here. Riley Smith, here he comes to the inside of Kenny Hamlin. The inside is going to be the preferred group, but here comes Johnny Warford in the 84. He's now all of a sudden caught up to the bumper of Riley Smith. Here he goes to the inside. Inside here, he's looking inside. Here we go. Johnny Warford down to the inside here of turn 3 and 4. Riley Smith, he's going to have some help from Kenny Hamlin, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Down into turns 3 and 4. Johnny Warford in number 84. He came so close to winning last week in Nashville, but he's not going to be able to say that today. Coming out of turn number 4, Johnny Warford wins the first ever SERL Domino Pizza Truck Series race at Riki. My goodness, that was so bad. But anyway, yes. So that right there was the race at Riki. Johnny Warford in the 84 has won his first ever SERL race ever. And it comes at Riki Racing. And that was definitely not a very easy win. While he was up front almost all day long, he only had one lap to do it, and he was restarting it in the 3rd position, and he made the most of what he had to do, and it paid off. Anyway, here is everyone. Here is the finishing results. Sorry. While there are a couple drivers that are listed as a couple laps down, they're still on pit road, meaning that they're still probably out. It's probably just a glitch or something. But anyway, look at all of these drivers that did not finish on the lap. I think that this is something that we could see in the next 2 days in the American F1 Series and the Hot Wheels Cup Series. So we'll just have to stay tuned for that. Luke Walker, because he had over a full race lead when they don't count bonus points, he's going to be able to still be the points leader. But now that gap is not as big as it used to be. I think Mason Jefferson is going to have a huge gain in the points after today. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say. So, I hope you enjoyed watching this race. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and buy. Congrats to Johnny Warford on your first ever SERL win ever, and it comes in the Domino's Pizza Truck Series race. Goodbye.